Good day everyone, welcome to another edition of the Complete Sports Update. This is the show where we will be bringing to you the latest and trendy stories in the world of sports. I am Abib Kuranga and I have with me James Agberibi, and together we shall be taking you through the epic journey in the world of sports. Over to the headlines. Victor Osimhen bags hat-trick as Super Eagles trash Sao Tome and Principe. Jose Pesero's men recorded a resounding 6-0 victory over the Patriots in their final African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Manchester United delay Anthony's return after assault allegations. The 22-year-old Brazilian winger was told by the club to settle all his allegations against his ex-girlfriend as well as two other women. Novak Djokovic and Coco Gauff triumphed at the 2023 US Open. Djokovic won a record-extending 24th Grand Slam in the United States of America, while Coco Gauff, a 19-year-old female, won the female category in the US Open. And these are some of the stories making up the rounds in the sporting scene. Welcome, James, to the show.
Thank you very much.
Yes, last week was, it was an interesting week. Considering the fact that we talked about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and today again we are still going to talk about them this time around, and they are the ones that are making the headlines since their victory over Sao Tome and Principe on Sunday.
Yeah.
So at the Gospel Akpabio Stadium they won 6-0, and Victor Osimhen, unsurprisingly, let me just put it that way, because he scored 4 goals in the previous encounter and now he scored a hat-trick. Yeah. So what can you say about the encounter generally?
Well, it didn't come as a surprise to me. I expected them to win. This was the team that they hammered 10-0 in the first leg to be played last year. Then they now won 6-0. Osimhen continued from where he stopped in the first leg. He scored 4 goals. This time around, he scored 3 goals. I expected the Sao Tome players to at least put up a bit of a fight. So I don't know how to say it was a kind of an improvement from them, from 10-0 to 6-0. Having said that, good outing for the Super Eagles. A lot of people have criticized the coach for inviting most of the key players to the game. That why didn't he invite like home-based players mixed with the upcoming players? But I think the idea there is at least allow these new players to gel with the likes of Victor Osimhen, the Kelechi Iheanacho. There should be a kind of a chemistry. So he just didn't, even if you check out the first 11, he didn't mix them. He was still the same old guys, but in the second half, he now start bringing some of these new guys in. We saw Bruno Onyemaechi made his debut, he did very well. Victor Boniface too came in, he had an assist. So in a way they are trying to gel into the team, blend with these new guys and with the old guys there, and what way to warm yourself into the team. So for me, it was a good one, and let's just hope that they will build on this, because the AFCON is not too far away. So we should expect something good. Unfortunately, Gift Urban couldn't play because of, I think he had a knock in training. So hopefully we will have the opportunity to see him, maybe especially now that the AFCON like 4 to 5 months away. In between, I believe there's the World Cup qualifiers, and I believe there are going to be some friendly games. So opportunity for us to see Gift Urban and maybe those that didn't really get the opportunity to play against Sao Tome.
Yeah, I guess Jose Pesero don't want to give room for any excuses. That's why he doesn't want to blend in the homegrown players with the internationally based players. So now, with this said and done, as the Super Eagles, equipped enough to win the 2023 AFCON title in Ivory Coast?
Well, for me, that was a very tough one. If you check out the Super Eagles team, they have one of the deadliest in terms of the attacking third of the team. I think that's the strongest point of the team. But I don't think in terms of the goalkeeping area and the defense, even up to the midfield, they are that solid, because if they come up against a very well-drilled, tactically sound team, if you cut off supply from the midfield, no matter the kind of strikers we have, they will not do anything. They need supplies. I think we were able to score this goal because we played against Sao Tome. Sao Tome compared to the likes of Egypt, Morocco, Algeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Ghana, all these tough teams. You won't get this kind of luxury. Scoring goals are plenty. So for me, I still want to keep my fingers crossed. They're going to the competition as one of the top favorites. With Osimhen banging in goals, Boniface, you just got to the Bundesliga and is doing well. Gifted too, but there's still work need to be done in that team. Like I said, the goalkeeping aspect, I'm not confident. The defense is not one of the strongest departments, and that midfield, there's lack of creativity in that midfield. So if your midfield is not too solid, I mean your strikers will suffer. So let's just hope that they will surprise us. But going to the competition, no, I don't think they will be one of the favorites. But I won't come out to beat my chest that they are going to win it.
You can beat your chest that they are not going to win the competition.
I'm not writing them off totally, but looking at the setup of the team, fine, they score goals, but when you come up against the solid, well-organized team, the top teams, I mean, you'll be exposed. So it doesn't matter whether you have the best of strikers. If the other department are not really functioning like that attacking third, I mean, you're going to struggle. Okay,
so from your explanation, all departments have to be functional for you to have an edge to go all the way to win.
Yeah, that's why they will tell you that at major tournaments, the strike force, they win you games while your defense win you tournaments.
Yeah, exactly. So Manchester United delay Anthony's return after assault allegations. The Brazilian was actually accused by his girlfriend Gabriela Cavallini and also two other women, as regards to sexual molestations and the likes. So with Mason Greenwood case up there, and now Anthony and even Maguire have also had some, even though it's not related to sexual abuse or the likes. Can we just say Manchester United have failed in terms of inculcating the discipline in this current crop of players at the club?
Well, that's a tough call because these are adults. You can't teach them how to live their life, but you expect them to be responsible. But it's unfortunate that this thing keeps happening. The Maguire issue was during one of the early breaks.
Yes, in Greece.
Exactly. So I think the case is still on, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I can't. I don't really know to what extent that case is. Mason Greenwood is now in Getafe trying to get his career back on track. Now Anthony's own is indefinitely out of the United squad. So I don't know how that's going to affect them. So I don't think you can hold the club responsible for that, because I believe for every player going into a club like Man U, you know that this is a very massive club and they expect you to be at least be responsible, for your actions and they expect you to at least portray the image of the club in positive light. But it's so unfortunate that all these things, the last two incidents now have to involve assault against women, and in that part of the world they frown when it comes to issues like that. They don't take it lightly. So I think that's the right step to take to allow him to focus on the issue, solve it, and hopefully he will come out of it. But the thing is, even if he comes back, I mean, he's going to face a lot of backlash. I'm telling you, because even if they go away, I mean, you can't predict all these away fans what they will do. I tell you, they're going to bash him and going to affect him psychologically and also affect the team in general.
So lastly, in tennis now, for me, the greatest Serbian athlete ever, Novak Djokovic, rather, he won a record extending 24th Grand Slam, and I think he's now equal with Margaret Court, as far as all Grand Slam titles are concerned.
Yeah.
So, do you see anyone, maybe from now till, till maybe in the next 15-20 years, matching Djokovic's record and his achievements so far as tennis is concerned?
The good thing about sport is when you don't expect, the records are therefore to be broken. He already equals somebody's record now. Sometimes you feel you don't see anybody doing that, but out of the blue you just see somebody just come and start shattering all these records. He was not among the top. He was just one of the top players then, but then we had the likes of Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. They were the ones who were making things happen before. But now he's the top guy, and I say he's going to stretch the record. But I believe in future somebody is still going to come out and they shatter his own record, because I mean, record, like I said, records are meant to be broken, and this is kind of a good inspiration for upcoming athletes, you know. So I say congratulations to him. He's not a mean feat, and let's just see if he's going to win the next Grand Slam, because he lost the previous edition to Carlos Alvarez.
Yes.
Was able to bounce back. So, so all the best to him, and hopefully somebody will come and shatter his own record.
Yes, hopefully. And you know, the way he played the final against Daniil Medvedev was so breathtaking. You know, 2 straight sets, and he just finished everything.
Yeah.
So now, you know, someone else is also making the waves in the tennis industry. Yeah. That's Coco Gauff, the 19-year-old. You know, I first saw her play the game of tennis while she was 15 years old, and now I think she's currently 6th in the WTA rankings, and she won her first ever Grand Slam title also. So do you see Gauff as the next big thing in women's tennis?
The female category in terms of tennis singles is one that is very competitive, so it's always difficult for one player to now come in and just start dominating. You know, there are days when the likes of Serena Williams, her sister, you know, when they will just be winning at a stretch, but this time around you start seeing people from nowhere. You know, we have so many female Grand Slam winners, you know, so I think she will be, of course, age is still on her side. She is going to be at that level for a very long time, but whether she'll be able to dominate just like what the likes of Serena did. Osaka too, I think she had 2 Grand Slams, and now it's as if she's off the radar for some time now. So that's why I said the female category is one very tough area, you know, aspect in the female tennis. When you think this person is going to dominate for a very long time, somebody will just pop up and knock her off and just reign for a bit for some time. That's why what you get now is maybe a female player winning just 2 Grand Slam, and that's it. You know, so she's going to. I believe that she's going to add like 2-3 more Grand Slam title to her name. But whether she's going to go for a long stretch, I don't think so.
Okay, because she still has so much energy even at that age. You know, exactly. You know, after a deficit against Sabalenka in the first round, the second and third, it was just a straight victories for her. So congratulations to her also. Thank you for the insightful analysis, Sergeant. Guys, we've come to the end of this week's edition. We'll see next week same time. Bye for now.